The little salon on Main Street smelled faintly of hairspray and lavender shampoo. Afternoon sunlight poured through the large window, casting golden stripes across the checkered floor. The sound of blow dryers and idle chatter usually made the place feel warm and inviting. But today, a heavy stillness hung in the air, broken only by the sharp snip of scissors. In the chair nearest the window sat Evelyn Hartley, a woman in her 70s whose silver hair cascaded down her shoulders like a river of moonlight. Her hands trembled slightly as she gripped the armrests of the salon chair. She had always been proud of her hair. It wasn't vanity, it was memory. Every silver strand was a reminder of years gone by, of raising her only son, of standing strong when life gave her little comfort but plenty of trials. Now, she watched helplessly in the mirror as those strands fell to the floor, one after another. Hovering behind her was Samantha Blake, the stylish girlfriend of Evelyn's son, Michael. Samantha was young, beautiful, and used to getting her way. She wore designer heels and a diamond-studded watch that sparkled every time she lifted the scissors. To her, Evelyn was just another project, someone to polish up so she'd fit with the image of a millionaire's family. "Please," Evelyn's voice cracked, trembling like glass about to break. "Please don't cut any more." The words hung in the air, frail but desperate. Samantha rolled her eyes, snapping her gum loudly before leaning down close to Evelyn's ear. "Oh, come on, Mrs. Hartley. Stop acting so dramatic. You'll thank me once I'm done. Right now, you look like someone's sweet old grandma." "That's not exactly the image Michael wants on his arm at galas, is it?" Gasps rippled through the salon. Several women sitting under hairdryers exchanged uneasy glances. They knew Evelyn. Everyone in town did. She was the woman who baked pies for church events, who volunteered at the library, who gave warm scarves she knitted to children in the winter. She was dignity wrapped in kindness. To see her treated this way was like watching someone trample a flower in bloom. Evelyn's fingers clutched the chair even tighter. Her voice was barely above a whisper. "My hair, it's all I have left from my youth. I wore it long when I was Michael's age. His father used to say it made me look like sunlight in the evenings." Her eyes misted. "Please, I don't want to lose it." But Samantha only laughed, a short, sharp sound that carried no warmth. "You're living in the past, Evelyn. We're in the age of sleek cuts and bold looks. You can't cling to outdated styles. Michael deserves a family that looks as sharp as he does." The scissors clicked again. A thick lock of silver hair slid down the cape and onto the tiled floor, joining the growing pile. Evelyn's heart ached as if each strand cut away a piece of her soul. She tried to raise her hand to stop Samantha, but the younger woman brushed it aside with a practiced flick. "Trust me," Samantha continued, her tone dripping with arrogance. "I know what's best. Michael loves me because I have taste, because I understand image. And that includes making sure his mother doesn't embarrass him." Across the room, the salon owner, Marcy, bit her lip. She had cut Evelyn's hair for decades, always trimming, never chopping. Marcy wanted to intervene, but Samantha's sharp glare and wealthy connections made her hesitate. Samantha was dating the town's golden son, after all, the self-made millionaire everyone admired. Still, the injustice was unbearable. Marcy whispered to her assistant. She begged her to stop. "This isn't right." The assistant nodded, but fear held her tongue. Meanwhile, Evelyn sat frozen, silent tears rolling down her cheeks. The more Samantha cut, the smaller Evelyn felt, not just in stature, but in spirit. She remembered braiding that same hair when Michael was a boy, sitting patiently while he tugged playfully at the strands. She remembered her late husband brushing it gently by the fire. To Samantha, it was just outdated style, but to Evelyn, it was her life story. Finally, Evelyn gathered her courage. She turned her tearful gaze toward the mirror and whispered again, this time louder, the sorrow shaking every syllable. "Please, don't cut any more. I beg you." The entire salon stilled. Even the chatter and laughter that usually filled the room had died down to a tense silence. But Samantha only sneered. "Begging won't help you. I'm doing this for Michael. One day, when you see photos of us at fancy parties, you'll thank me for making you look less small town." Another snip. Another piece of Evelyn's identity floated to the floor. A woman under the dryer muttered, "How cruel." Another whispered, "If Michael knew, he'd never allow this." But still, no one dared to intervene directly. And then, as if fate itself had heard Evelyn's broken plea, the bell above the salon door jingled. Every head turned. A tall figure filled the doorway, his presence commanding even before he spoke. Michael Hartley, Evelyn's son, had just returned unexpectedly from a business meeting in the city. He wore a sharp navy suit, his tie loosened, but his eyes, piercing and dark, were fixed in shock on the scene before him. On the floor, piles of silver hair. In the chair, his mother, trembling, tear-stained, humiliated. And behind her, Samantha, scissors raised mid-air, her lips curled in smug satisfaction. Michael's chest rose and fell rapidly as he took it all in. The chatter in the salon had ceased altogether, the world itself seemed to hold its breath. His voice, when it came, was low but thunderous in its fury. "What have you done?" Michael Hartley's voice cracked like thunder through the salon, sending a ripple of tension through the room. Every customer, every stylist, froze where they stood. Even the hum of dryers seemed to hush, as if the very walls of the small-town salon recognized the weight of this moment. "What have you done?" he repeated, his jaw clenched so tightly the words seemed to burn their way out. Samantha, caught mid-motion with scissors hovering over Evelyn's head, straightened her back and forced a nervous laugh. "Michael, you weren't supposed to be here yet. I was just giving your mother a new look. She needed one. You can see how much better she'll look with." "Better." Michael cut her off, his eyes narrowing. He stepped closer, his polished shoes crunching on strands of his mother's silver hair scattered across the floor. He looked down at them, his stomach tightening as if each strand were a piece of his mother's dignity, severed and discarded. Evelyn reached up, tears blurring her vision. "Michael, it's all right, don't." But her son knelt by her side, gently placing his hand over hers. His voice softened as he looked into her weary eyes. "No, Mom, it's not all right, not one bit." He turned back toward Samantha, his anger flaring again. "You ignored her. She begged you to stop, and you kept going. How could you?" Samantha's face flushed red, but she masked it with a roll of her eyes. "Oh, don't be so dramatic. I was doing this for you. You're a millionaire now, Michael. Your family should reflect your success. You can't have a mother who looks like she just stepped out of a dusty church bake sale. I was helping her, helping us." Michael rose to his full height, towering over her. His voice shook with restrained fury. "Helping us? By humiliating the woman who gave me life. By stripping away what she treasures most. You call that help?" Gasps echoed across the salon. Marcy, the salon owner, stepped forward, wringing her hands nervously. "Michael, she begged. I wanted to stop it, but Samantha said." Michael raised a hand gently, silencing Marcy. "I know. You've always respected my mother. Thank you." Then he turned his full attention back to Samantha, his eyes like steel. "Do you know who my mother is? She's the woman who worked 2 jobs so I could go to college. She's the woman who skipped meals so I never went hungry. She's the woman who brushed this very hair every morning while whispering prayers for my future. And you," his voice cracked, his fists trembling at his sides, "you reduced it to trash on a salon floor." Samantha faltered, her usual confidence slipping. "Michael, you're overreacting. I was trying to make sure people see you as the man you are, successful, polished, important. She doesn't fit." "Stop right there," Michael roared, his voice echoing off the tiled walls. "If you think success is about looks, about trimming away the people who don't fit, then you know nothing about me. Nothing about love, nothing about respect." Evelyn, still seated, squeezed her son's hand gently. "Michael, please don't raise your voice. It's not worth." But he shook his head, his gaze never leaving Samantha. "No, Mom, it is worth it. Because this isn't about hair. It's about respect. If Samantha can't honor you, she doesn't deserve to be part of my life." The entire room went silent, save for the ticking of the wall clock. Customers watched, some with tears in their eyes, others nodding in quiet agreement. They had all seen Evelyn's kindness over the years, the way she lived simply, never asking for anything, always giving. To see her defended so fiercely by her son stirred something deep within them. Samantha's voice wavered now, her sharp edge gone. "Michael, wait. Don't say that. You can't just throw us away over a haircut. I was thinking of your image." Michael's eyes darkened. "My image?" He stepped closer, his voice low but deadly calm. "Do you know what my image really is? It's not the suit, the cars, or the money. My image is built on my mother's sacrifices. Every deal I closed, every success I had, came from her foundation. If you can't see her worth, then you'll never understand mine." Tears welled in Evelyn's eyes again, but this time they weren't from humiliation. They were from pride. Her son, the boy she had raised through hardship and hunger, was standing like a fortress before her. Samantha's lip trembled. She opened her mouth, but no words came. The defiance she always wore like armor was gone. She looked around, realizing the entire salon was against her, their disapproving eyes piercing her confidence. Michael's voice was final. "Get out." The words were calm, not shouted, but their weight fell like a gavel. Samantha blinked, stunned. "Michael, leave," he said again, his tone like stone. For the first time since she had met him, Samantha felt powerless. Without another word, she tossed the scissors onto the counter, grabbed her purse, and stormed toward the door. The bell jingled one last time as it slammed shut behind her. The silence that followed was heavy, but different now, not tense, but reverent. Michael turned back to his mother, his eyes softening. He crouched once more, gently brushing stray strands of silver hair from her lap. "Mom," he whispered, "I'm so sorry. I should have been here sooner." Evelyn placed a trembling hand on his cheek. "Oh, Michael, don't apologize. You came at the right time. You saw what mattered." He kissed her hand, his throat tight. "You are beautiful exactly as you are. You always have been, and you always will be. I'll never let anyone tell you otherwise." Again, the salon erupted in quiet applause, the townspeople unable to hold back their admiration. Marcy dabbed at her eyes with a towel. "You've made us all proud today, Michael," she said softly. Evelyn smiled, her heart swelling with relief and pride. For years, she had worried that her son's success might make him forget where he came from. But in this moment, she knew, wealth hadn't changed his heart. And as Michael helped her up from the chair, guiding her with the gentleness of a son who understood the weight of love and gratitude, the lesson was clear to everyone in the room. True success isn't measured by wealth or image, it's measured by how deeply we honor those who gave us life. Sparkle's moral of the story: respect for parents is not optional. Without humility and gratitude, all the wealth in the world is meaningless.